Let me begin with a truth that most people don't realize until it's too late. People don't lose money because they are unlucky. They don't lose money because they are not smart enough. They lose money because they expect too much, too fast, without understanding how money actually works. And this expectation is what separates those who build wealth from those who keep chasing it their entire life. If you look around, especially today in the US and globally, you'll notice something interesting. Opportunities are everywhere. Investing has never been easier. With just a phone, anyone can invest in stocks, crypto, real estate, startups. Information is available everywhere. But despite all of this, people are still losing money. Why? Because access to opportunities does not equal understanding. And without understanding, expectation becomes dangerous. There are two types of people in the financial world. The first type understands money. They are patient, they think long-term, they respect risk, they are not in a hurry, they don't get excited easily. The second type chases money. They want quick results. They follow trends. They get influenced easily. They jump from one opportunity to another. And the biggest difference between these two groups is simple: their expectation of returns. Let's talk about unrealistic returns first, because that's where most people get trapped. Unrealistic returns are not just numbers. They are dreams sold as reality. Double your money in 3 months. Earn passive income daily. Guaranteed profits with no risk. These statements are not new. They have existed for decades. Only the platform has changed, from word of mouth to emails to social media. And yet, people still fall for them. Let me give you a real example. One of the biggest financial frauds in history was run by Bernie Madoff. For years, he promised consistent returns to investors. Not even extremely high returns, but steady, reliable, and better than the market. People trusted him. Wealthy individuals, institutions, even charities invested billions of dollars. But the reality? It was all a lie, a Ponzi scheme. There were no real profits. Old investors were being paid with money from new investors. And when the system collapsed in 2008, investors lost around $65 billion. Think about that. These were not uneducated people. Many were experienced investors. So what went wrong? They didn't question the returns deeply enough. They trusted consistency without understanding the source. They ignored risk because the returns looked stable. This is the danger of unrealistic expectations. Not just high returns, but also guaranteed returns. Now let's look at another case. During the late 1990s, the US saw the rise of the internet boom known as the dot-com bubble. Every company with a .com in its name was attracting massive investment. People believed this was the future, and they were right about the technology. But they were wrong about the expectations. Companies with no revenue, no profits, sometimes not even a clear product, were valued in billions. Investors expected massive, fast returns. And for a while, prices kept going up. People thought, this time it's different. But it wasn't. When reality caught up, the bubble burst. Markets crashed. Investors lost trillions of dollars. So even when the opportunity is real, unrealistic expectations can destroy outcomes. Now let's move to something more recent. In 2021, there was a huge surge in retail investing driven by platforms like Robinhood. Millions of new investors entered the market. Many of them had little to no experience. Stocks like GameStop, GME, skyrocketed in price, not because of business fundamentals, but because of hype, social media momentum, and collective action. Some people made huge profits, but many entered late, driven by fear of missing out. They saw others getting rich and thought, I can do the same. And when the price crashed, they were left holding losses. Again, same pattern: excitement, unrealistic expectation, lack of understanding, financial loss. Now here's the important part. All these cases are different in nature, like fraud, market bubbles, speculative hype. But the root cause is the same. People expecting returns that don't match reality. Now let's talk about the other side. It is the side of realistic returns, because this is where wealth is actually built. Realistic returns are not exciting. They don't go viral. Nobody brags about them on social media. But they work. Historically, the US stock market has delivered around 8 to 10% annual returns over the long term. Some skilled investors achieve 12 to 15%, and very few, like Warren Buffett, have achieved around 20% annually over decades. And even that is considered extraordinary. Notice something important here. The greatest investors in the world are not chasing unrealistic numbers. They are focused on consistency. Because they understand something that most people ignore. It is compounding. There's a powerful concept explained in the book, The Psychology of Money. It says that wealth is built by behaving well over long periods of time, not by being brilliant once, not by taking big risks, but by staying consistent and avoiding major mistakes. Let me give you a simple perspective. If you earn 10% annually, your money doubles roughly every 7 years. That means in 7 years it will be 2x. In 14 years it will be 4x. In 21 years it will be 8x. This is how real wealth is built. Not instantly, but inevitably. Another powerful idea comes from the intelligent investor, which emphasizes the concept of margin of safety. Smart investors don't just look at returns. They look at risk first. They ask, what can go wrong, before they ask, how much can I gain? This is the exact opposite of how most people think. Most people see high returns and get excited. Smart people see high returns and become cautious, because they understand a simple truth. If something looks too good to be true, it usually is. Let me say something very clearly. Smart people don't avoid opportunities. They avoid unrealistic expectations. They don't chase fast money. They build lasting wealth. They don't try to double their money in a year. They focus on growing it steadily over decades, and that's why, over time, they win. Now bring this back to your own life. At some point, you will be presented with an opportunity that promises high returns. It might come from social media, a friend, a guru, or even a professional-looking platform. And in that moment, you will feel the pull, the excitement, the possibility of quick success. But that's the moment that defines everything, because that's where you choose. Do you follow emotion, or do you follow understanding? Do you think short-term or long-term? Do you chase, or do you build? Because wealth is not created in moments of excitement. It is created in moments of discipline. You don't need unrealistic returns to become financially free. You need realistic expectations, consistent action, and patience. And if you can master that, you don't just grow your money, you protect your future. Because at the end of the day, wealth is not about how fast you make money. It's about how long you can keep it and how wisely you can grow it. So stop chasing unrealistic returns. Start building realistic, sustainable wealth. Because that's what truly separates those who look rich for a moment from those who stay wealthy for a lifetime. If this message made you think differently about money, if it helped you understand something most people ignore, then don't keep it to yourself. Share this with someone who is chasing quick money, someone who needs this reality check. And if you want to truly understand how money works, how to grow it, and how to avoid these costly mistakes, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. Because on this channel, we don't sell dreams. We build understanding. We don't chase hype. We focus on real wealth. Like this video if you believe in long-term success. Share it with someone who needs it. And subscribe for real financial education and motivation. I'll see you in the next one.